do what you do now, but ask for forgiveness later. I don't think that the kingdom is shaped like that. I don't think that the kingdom is formed like that. I don't think the Holy Spirit wants us playing the game like that.
And you have to be honest. Like if there's some like if there's somebody you know, but like they're really attractive to you and you might be struggling in certain spaces, you probably shouldn't
Some of
follow.
y'all believe that God is supposed to just run over, jump in your way, intervene, and all of a sudden make this person look like a filter that you can do on social media. That's not gonna happen. Can we talk about convictions for a minute?
Absolutely. Let's sit on it. What you got?
I think that there is a level of wisdom in feeling that momentary conviction that comes over you in a place that I'd also like to call somewhat discernment, where I think it's important for you when you have a conviction to heed to that conviction. Unlike that saying that's out there in the world, ask for forgiveness later, do what you do now, but ask for forgiveness later. I don't think that the kingdom is shaped like that. I don't think that the kingdom is formed like that. I don't think the Holy Spirit wants us playing the game like that with him. The Holy Spirit, when he comes and warns you and gives you that heeding, where you get that sense like, man, like have you ever been somewhere and you're like, oh, I've been here before, but today I don't feel like I should be here. I feel uncomfortable being here. And you leave. Or have you ever been driving and you've taken another route? You felt like you needed to take another route, like strongly. For those of you who drive or been driving for some time, or whatever the scenario is, you go somewhere and you're like, you know what? I just don't feel like I need to be in this space. And you move out. I think it's that kind of stuff that we need to live by. Now, the danger of convictions, and we talked about this last week, is putting your conviction. So I can't put my conviction on grape. I can't put what convicts me on grape, nor can grape put what convicts him on me. But what we both have to do in light of this text is make sure that we're not a stumbling block to one another, but we cannot put our convictions on the other person.
And it's so tough, y'all, because we're in such a crazy time where everybody just has access to post whatever they want on social media, right? And it goes trending and there's likes and comments and everybody's getting followers. So everybody can just hop on the phone and share a 60-second message on what possibly God has personally convicted them of. And then they turn it into a whole generalization where they try to fit everybody else under that same conviction. So if you aren't listening to this, then that means you're disobeying God, when really they're saying you're not following something God's convicted me of, but he's never talked to you about. So it almost puts this level of mixed authority in the mix, or, just people trying to feel like they have a certain authority more than they really do.
Yeah.
And so, I just encourage people to be mindful of that. I mean, if you look at the text and you look at scriptures, there's clearly a lot of boundaries, right? And things that you should partake in, shouldn't partake in, right? As a believer. So there's those convictions, but then there's some personal conviction. Like, let's take this example. Some people can go to friendly outings and have Sunday brunches after service. And, they can have a glass, a mimosa, a glass, something to drink, and they're cool. They don't lose their character. They don't lose themselves. They don't become somebody completely different. That's cool. But maybe God's convicting you. Hey, you probably shouldn't order a wine to drink. You probably shouldn't order a mimosa to drink. Maybe you shouldn't order that. And again, it's because maybe you have a past. Let's just keep this example. You have a past of going to outings with friends where you took one drink and one drink led to 10. And before you knew it, you were drunk out of your right mind and couldn't get home the same way you came, right? To keep from revisiting that and to keep from going back to that place that had you away from God, that had you outside of a relationship with God, we want to put every precautionary measure we can to keep you from doing that. And that's a personal conviction. So then we don't take that and then go on TikTok and say, hey, everybody who's drinking mimosas is sinning. So y'all need to stop that because I got convicted of this. And if I got convicted for it, of course, y'all should be getting convicted for it. So again, you see how it starts to turn into that manner of, I want everybody to do what I do because I feel I have the best faith, the greatest faith. I have the strongest connection. And so then you're basing everybody else's convictions or lack of them compared to what you're feeling. And if they're not feeling what you're feeling, then everybody is just wrong. And then it just creates this selfish paradigm in that space. So just, again, be careful with that, man. I can't tell you, be careful with that.
Yo, listen, I've got something amazing in the works for you available right now. If you're somebody who's looking to make this year your best year yet at diving into your faith and allowing it to become more applicable in your life. Never known where to start. You've always been confused. It feels overwhelming. Maybe you feel you don't have time. You don't know how to apply the Bible into your life. You have so many questions and thoughts as to what makes sense. How does it make sense? Don't worry, your boy's got you covered with the Faith Factory. Click the link down in the description below, and in this Google document you will find a plethora of resources that are at your disposal for you to be able to grow in your faith. I'm talking Bible plans, content creators to follow and subscribe to that better will enrich your faith, resources, links, books, all of that good stuff, even worship playlists, something to jam out to as you progress through your day. I really think this can be the start of something good for you and the lives around you by locking in and making sure that this year is your best year spiritually, therefore making it your best year ever. Don't forget to click the link in the description and go be great.
I once was addressing a gentleman about somebody that he was following on social media. I'm going to tell you what I learned from this. He told me, he's like, Pastor, I know her. Now, this is a well-known individual. He was like, I know her. And I was like, honestly, in my heart, I was like, bruh, you do? And he was like, yeah. So he pulls up his phone and he's like, there's her number right here. Pulled up, and then he even has some pictures. He scrolled through. He legit knew her. Now watch this. In my mind, I was like, bro, you shouldn't be following her. Now, how many of us have seen somebody that somebody may be following and you go, but you don't know. You don't know. So that was one of the things that's helpful, right? About not judging somebody, because the girl looked a little risque typically in her stuff. She's locally well known, but he was like, no, I know her. So we have a relationship, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So I was wrong about that. So I think we have to be careful too about how we decide to go about, legitimately wanting to judge somebody and saying to them, hey, you're doing something that I don't care for. Because honestly, I was moving in that space of judgment straight up. But he actually knew the lady.
Yeah, that's really good. I had to start being real, man, about the people that I followed, because truth is, I think there were in some spaces, I gave myself an excuse to continue following somebody because I knew them and because I had a prior relationship with them, friendship with them. Right, I had a prior friendship with them. We were good people, good friends. It's real tight, but like. We don't talk anymore. We don't carry conversation anymore. And truth is, bro, like eye candy, real talk. Right. So I was keeping that as an excuse to continue following them, not even really realizing back when I had an active struggle with bro, that stuff was triggering. Like it was triggering repetitive thoughts. It was triggering a lot of those things that then led me to continue slipping, beating meat, all that kind of stuff. Like, so I had to be honest at one point, man. Like, even though I'm cleaning out social medias and you'll start noticing that, if you're somebody who may be like I was, and you assume people would think a certain way of you if you did something, right? People pleasing, that's kind of a symptom from that. But you'll have a lot of those thoughts when you're going to unfollow, when you're going to clean out stuff. Like, oh, what if they they catch that, they get a notification, and then I get a message and they ain't gonna mess with me no more. And then like, dang, like, but they good people. I just can't follow them. And I can't really tell them why I'm unfollowing them, because that would be kind of weird. It's for your own benefit. It's for your own good to get into those spaces. And you have to be honest. Like if there's somebody, but like they're really attractive to you and you might be struggling in certain spaces, you probably shouldn't follow them. That don't mean that y'all not cool. And if y'all see each other, it's not, hey, how you doing? Catching up. But if you really want to get that thing under control, you got to be honest. I can't tell you how many Snapchats I had to unadd, how many Instagram accounts I had to unfollow. I couldn't keep doing that. And so I think at one pace, I love that example that PD gave. And on the other opposite end of that, if you're somebody who's genuinely struggling in a space of pornography or lustful thinking, and you're trying to grow from that, If
Yep.
there's people that you have in your phone that you have good relationships with, but and they are crazy attractive. And if I had just one opportunity, I would make something happen.
Right.
I probably should not continue to engage in that for my own sake.
100%.
And that's hard though. And I get you. That's hard. You feel like you might be losing something, a friendship, whatever the case is. Y'all know how people just minimize all that kind of stuff today. I'm telling you, you're not really missing nothing, bro. Like it's not that deep. And if they actually have a genuine problem with that, somebody who may have questions and genuinely wants an answer to, bro, they'll come to you. And you can be as honest and open as you'd like, but I just couldn't do it, man. And when I started doing that, whole lot better. And on top of that, think about some of and this, I guess this kind of goes into the paradigm and the thinking and, how your thinkings turn to feelings, turn to actions. Think about how many people that you've come across on social media that you ain't talked to in forever. Like they've never come across your mind to send a message, but you saw one photo of them. You was like, dang, I forgot she was that bad. And you sent the message and it was on your mind heavy. And so you finally gave in and you sent the DM and you rekindled and reconnected, but you weren't really coming with genuine intentions. You was just like, you just look so good. You just look so good. And you started feeding all that. And then one conversation led to another. And here we are exchanging stuff we shouldn't be. So it's a work in progress, but it's necessary, bro. So
I think that has to do with the discernment, right? And the wisdom, the conviction. You get that instant conviction because you know it. Your finger is headed towards that. Let me send a quick little how you doing. I'm just going to see how you doing. I'm just going, hey, well, man, I'll let you, I ain't seen you in a minute. No, man, that your heart is already there. And you understand what's happening and everything is moving in you in that space, man. And you know what's going on there. So we have to move with wisdom, man, and discernment in those spaces. And let me say this. First of all, I think your point was very good. But let me go and share this too. You're mostly responsible for what you do, not God. Some of y'all believe that God is supposed to just run over, jump in your way, intervene, and all of a sudden make this person look like a filter that you can do on social media. That's not going to happen. You know what you're looking at. So guard yourself, guard your heart, just like we talked about, right? Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart and make sure that you guard your ear gates and your eye gates and the stuff you listen to. Sin does not come up to us like a devil and roar in our face. Sin creeps on you. It starts to suggest things to you. And then you know that. So again, if there's stuff that is a stumbling block to you, you should look at it for yourself and say, man, is this appropriate and right for me? Should I be in this place? Should I go here?
I would agree, because I know for me, again, just thinking back to moments where I had to literally stop and ask myself before I sent the late night text, why am I doing this? Like I had to ask myself that. And truth was, I just wanted a little bit of attention. I was bored. Just wanted a little attention. I wasn't coming with anything genuinely. I wasn't really actually caring about you, your well-being, anything like that. I was just being very selfish and just wanted some attention. So I had to put the phone down and go on about my day and night. I had to still make that decision though, when that was a thing and when I was into that and just being inconsistent in a lot of areas in my life and in my walk, I had to be honest and start putting the phone down and like, okay, I there's no reason for me to talk to you. Right. And it would wear off. The butterfly and emotion will wear off. But I'm just saying, you had to.
But okay, but is there another guardrail that you could have put in? And you said it earlier before you put the phone down. You said it earlier.
I did, man.
Yes.
Remind me.
I'll just do this to keep us from having to go to it. If you take the person off of your
phone,
media,
yeah.
Then you don't have to be sitting there. You don't have to sit there and do that. Just remove it from your social media. Just remove it. That way you have the guardrail in place. You don't have a chance to look at the person. Because you know what you said too? You said, man, I was bored and I was just looking for attention. Guess what happens when we get bored? We give ourselves permission to start doing other things. We leave disciplines when we get bored. That's what happens because now we're out of purpose. Now we don't have a focus. So now we like, well, shoot, I'm free to do, kind of whatever, because you're bored. I mean, that's what happens. But if you take it off of your phone, then you don't even have to worry about whether you're going to see them or not.
Hey, listen, if you stuck to the end of this from the bottom of my heart, thank you oh so much. If you want to hear more of these kinds of conversations in this format, please check the description below. There you will find a link to sign up for a Maverick membership. This is where the Truth Project sessions go down every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, where you can be a part of conversations just like the one I shared in this video. Your worldview is welcome, no matter what worldview you come from, and we're all there pursuing one goal: truth. Check the link in the description, sign up, 3 days for free. After that, it's $9.99 a month, but you'll get your money's worth and then some. I'll see you over there, and until next time, be easy and be breezy, my friend. Peace.